Mike Arnold here, co-founder Path Trading Partners along with Bob Iacino. So we paused out, got the pullback. We had some divergences down here, got the pullback rotation zone, took a little longer, and then we rotated back up. Our next cluster area was coming in at 1434, which was easily hit, sliced through. The next major level up there, and I'll show you where we got that, was this 1541, and that's from the lows on the 5th up to these swing highs before the breakout on the 9th. Projected up, I just had what normally you'd have the 12. Oh, I do have the 12 and the 25 on here. The 12 was 1463 and the 25 was 1541. The highs here when it spiked up to 1545, all those levels are hit right now, so we can pull them off. Also updated the retracement levels. Now we can do the next one. We have a GAN retracement going from the lows on the 5th up to, again, the highs on the 9th, projected from the lows on the 11th at the 62.5 and the 1 level. So that 62.5 comes in around 1580. So between 1580 and 1603, we have a lot of resistance. And then we don't have any major resistance based off these retracement expansions till about 1814 in Bitcoin Cash. So we can also come down here and we can do another full projection up to this most recent pause. And I'm going to have to change the formatting on this with the 12 and the 25 again. Now this gives us our bigger term levels coming up right around this 75, so we can start fine-tuning this. Then we can do the last little push-up move from these lows up to these highs. And we can find that our next minor level comes in right about the 1600 that we've already talked about. So that's going to be very key, and it's a round number. Then we're looking at 1642 to 1653, this cluster. Then I'll run up, if we blow through that, to about 1752 to 1772, and we can tune those levels as we get some more pushes and pullbacks. Now, in terms of pullbacks, right now it's holding at the top end of this pattern, getting a rotation back up. That's a very aggressive entry coming here. More conservative entry would be on a pullback to about this 1434 to 1454, close to the bottom of the rotation zone. And then if that was broken, the level to watch is 1355. We have the rising 50-period exponential moving average coming in right at that 25% pullback from this whole up move. It's always good, though, as we've talked about many times, to fine-tune these using the daily. So let's take a look at where this all is on the daily. Looks like we're going to get the first cross the rotation zone pretty soon, and that's coming in above this 25%, this 1355. If you did see a spike down, we'd want to see it get back above these moving averages, and they're going to keep drifting up. So nothing really new we can add except for the major pullback areas, this 1434 to 1454. And then if it did pull back to this 1355, it's a prior breakout zone. So we had resistance, 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 and then it finally blew through that. So that is going to remain a very key area. All right, looking at Bitcoin Gold, we also had it blowing through our major levels. Now the next major level is from the lows on the 6th up to the swing highs on the 9th. We have not reached there. We got to the 12.5%, so I pulled that off. I can actually put that back on really quick to show you where it is. It blew through there, just closed slightly above that. So that was the a good place to move your stop. It has not hit the upper level yet, which is still 145.25. You can call it 145. We stalled out at 144 so far. We can also swing these levels up. Let's swing them up over here. It's roughly the same thing. And let's see. Next, we'll be watching for 148.50, then 153 area. And that takes us right in where we're going to watch for the declining 200. You can also take this level up to the same area, which will give us our major levels, and we'll want to put back on the 12.5% and see where that falls. So that gives us a really nice cluster area. Look at this. This is going to be a really significant area. 153, declining 200, simple coming in there, and then this cluster between the shorter projection and the longer projection, all coming in at 153. So that can always be area if you're getting in on a rotation to take some profits or move up your stops. Above that, then we're looking at 162. However, let's try to fine tune this with the daily chart. Now for pullbacks, we are getting a rotation up there now. This is aggressive. This is getting a little long and extended. The safer pullback would be about 135 with the rising 21 coming in there. And then we'd be watching for something back to this breakout zone right around 130 with the rising 50-period exponential. Now let's switch over to the daily and see how those levels look. Expand this so we can all see what we're talking about. So the 50-period exponential on the daily right now is about 169.50. So if we had a major rally, that would be the next target you should watch for. But that's going to keep declining. So if we pause out here or pull back, now that's 135 area is just below the hooking up 21. So this area is very key support. And if that is broken, let's see. Look at where the 8 is. This 129 level we talked about on the 4-hour prior breakout zone, reinforced by the rising 8. So that's going to be a very key area. So nothing else to fine tune with those levels. Switching over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we also had the next key area, this 10,642. We've already spiked above it to 10,860. So those levels are done. We did get the pullback in the rotation, rotated back up. Now what are we looking for higher? Well, we have a couple key areas. One from these lows on the back on the 13th to the most recent highs before this pause, right where we're pausing now. And that's giving us an 11,178. And then we have a retracement level 11,209. So that's going to be a minor cluster. Major cluster now. Multiple levels coming in at this 11,415 to about 11,458. Plus we have 2 GAN projections. We have the 25% per GAN projection from that area I just talked about, these lows on the 13th up to these most recent highs. Then we have all the way back here from the lows on the 5th up to the most recent highs. That gives us a 12.5% projection from there. Very powerful level reinforced. And then it gives us a 25 up here. So pay very close attention to this, about 11,450. We'll just call it multiple targets in there. And then if it blows through there, it is 12,075 to 12,190 is the next key levels we'll be watching for. Now, to watch in terms of a pullback, we have the rising 8. We've had price getting very extended here. Rising 8, this would be a very aggressive entry should we drop back down to about 10,500 area and then rotated back up. A more conservative entry would be right around 10,252. And if we did drop down, we have the 200 and the 21 coming in at 10,000. So that would be a very key entry. Let's look at the daily, though, to help us fine tune all these levels. Because as you know, that's the best thing to do. Now, look how extended we're getting. We're going to get the first cross rotation zone. And that's right down, back down all the way at this 9,600. So keep in mind, when we do get extended, we're also trading against the 50-day exponential moving average. We spiked through it, but now we're closing just to blow it. So I'd easily be watching for a pullback to that 10,252, if not a lower level like the major. If we did have a bigger pullback, major would be 96.45 area. Minor would be the 98.68. Again, I want to go back to that 4-hour just to reinforce where those are coming from. The 98.68, probably bumping that up to the 10,000. That 10,000. So that will get back there, but the 10,000 could be a very powerful level to watch for. And if for some reason that was broken, then it would be definitely targeting this 96.45 level. So that's what we have for you in Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, and Bitcoin. We'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.